Hi, my name is Jaden Abney, and I'm a senior visual artist at Butler Tech School of the Arts. And the piece I want to talk about today is inspired by the holiday Day of the Dead. The piece contains colored pencil, ink, hatching, and a little bit of smooth blending. And the big focus, or the part you'll notice the most, is the background with a very large amount of circles in various different sizes. And the colors I chose for the piece were surrounded by the marigolds. So the marigolds have the orange and the yellow, so I decided to limit the palette and do complementary colors of violet and blue. And I decided to do hatching on the skull because I felt that shading technique would match best with the piece. And I really want to dive deeper into hatching as a shading technique because I really like how it turned on my piece, and I would really like to do better and use it more in further art pieces. So my family has been a huge inspiration for my art. I've really been struggling to find where I can flourish academically and artistically and what on earth I want to do with my life. So I decided to jump into the deep end, apply to this brand new school, and somehow I made it in, and I'm over the moon, and the progress I've made in a year is seriously night and day. Old me would not believe what on earth I've created, and she would call me a liar. I'm prepared more in pursuing a career in art now that I've gone to a career tech school to learn better, and I feel a lot more confident than I would if I hadn't, because I'm sat here trying to figure out, okay, I like drawing, but where do I go from there? So I feel a lot more confident in pursuing a career in art with the encouragement that I get from my peers as well as from my family, and I've learned about portfolios and photo editing and a whole long list of art things that I had no clue existed when I first came to the program. And throughout the project, I really struggled with staying motivated. Within the first month, I really hated what I chose to do for the background. I have tendinitis, and my wrist was throbbing every day, just drawing circle after circle after circle, and I really wanted to quit because it was taking a lot longer than I wanted to, and in the end, it took me 3 months to complete the piece, most of which was just the background. So on top of that, I also had difficulty in maintaining the same size stroke as I had used a different pen almost every day that I worked on the piece. And though to the normal eye, it probably looks okay, I can tell where I started a different day and where the lines were just a tiny bit thicker. But I'm sure as someone viewing the piece, you won't be able to tell. When I had gotten about halfway through the piece, I was ready to stop and just compromise. Half of the background can be circles, and I'll just do whatever with the other half because I don't want to do circles anymore. My wrist hurts, I see circles every day, and I'm over it. And I still think about these circles, and it's been almost a year. So I really just wanted to compromise, but with encouragement from my peers, I managed to push through, do circle after circle, and I'm really glad that I did because I got nominated for Skills USA, which is a really cool art competition, but unfortunately due to COVID-19, it got canceled. If I did this again, I'd probably approach the project differently by adding more flowers and colors and shading. Though to the viewer's eye, it looks like a completed piece, I felt like I was rushing just to be nominated for Skills USA, and I needed to find a stopping point. So I know that it looks good and finished, but as the artist, I know that I could have done more. And with the piece finished, it was a whole learning experience from start to end. And the part that taught me the most was the patience that it required. Because when I'm drawing, if it takes more than half an hour, the piece is done, I'm finished, I don't want to keep going. But going from settling at half an hour to doing 3 months of drawing, it was a big learning process, and it was a very long task. But the closer I got to the end, the more I wanted to scribble in the circles and call it good enough. Nobody's gonna care if it doesn't look perfect. But I'm a perfectionist, so I took 3 months to draw circles all over the thing. And as frustrated as I was, I'm really glad that I stayed consistent as it turned out for the better.